All right, welcome. We are Laura Petersen and the Old Souls, and today we're going to break down the song Forged in the Fire, the first song off of our Separation album.
Do you thirst with desire? Are you fearless enough to make an approach? Were you forged?
And I'm kind of excited to do this, I guess, for a couple reasons. This is our debut album, one that we decided, or I decided, to self-produce. And there were a lot of growing pains and lessons learned. And I myself have watched many a tutorial on how artists or producers made decisions and put a song together. And I got a lot out of that. So hopefully if anyone's interested and they're interested in learning more about the production side of things and focusing on certain elements in a song and getting maybe creative inspiration for how to do some cool production techniques, something like that will come out of it. So we'll try to have some fun and try to make it educational, going into the song, breaking it down, describing some of the production choices and techniques.
Yeah.
But first, let's just
This is Forged in the Fire.
Forged in the Fire.
It's going to be the first song on the album.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm excited about hearing about the behind the scenes because I don't get to hear a lot of the behind the scenes music production pieces. So
Yeah.
this will be educational for me as well.
All right. Well, let's hear what we're working with as a starting point here.
It's exhilarating to imagine what bond we could make. What bond we could make. Do you thirst with desire?
All right. So that's what we're dealing with.
That's the vibe.
That's what we started with. Or no, that's where we ended up.
Yeah, minus the mastering.
What did we... Yeah, this is the first mix, but
Yeah.
excited to just get started breaking this down. We can't wait for that. It's been long enough anyway. So that's where we ended up. Where did we start with? Well, you usually write the songs,
Yep.
play acoustic guitar, and a vocal. So
Yep. I usually write the song from, the beginning to the end with the guitar as like the structure of the song, and then
yeah.
flow the melody and lyrics on
And
top
sometimes
of it.
I suggest changing elements like bridge, but in this one,
Yeah.
I think the element there was no arrangement things. It was just
I think I did the whole arrangement piece. Yeah.
in this one, it was just a matter of adding layers. But so anyway, this is the album takes. This is not your demo acoustic, but
The allure as our bodies are pulled to react. I will walk in circles.
so that's where we may start, and then it's time for me to go to town, go to work, and start making some decisions about what would be cool. What does this song need? And I think that we started out well. First of all, before I think this was even conceived as like let's do an album, we were just playing songs together as a duo. So I had to come up with a guitar part that would work in a duo setting, and I kind of love that this song has a 6/8 bump 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 waltz kind of feel. There's a swing to it. There's a
Dark, crowded room.
there's a dance to it. So I kind of wanted to make just this guitar part that kind of danced with the music and had kind of a little point counterpoint kind of feel to it.
In a dark, crowded room, our unsatisfied atoms attract. Can you feel?
So yeah, that's that. And I was really getting excited on learning about different productions and styles of music. I had this heavy metal background, so I was very used to like super distorted guitars where it's just like make it more distorted and that's your tone. But as I started playing this kind of music, it dawned on me like, man, tremolo just makes everything sound cooler. Like, I don't have to do this crazy flashy guitar part. I can just play simple stuff, but if I get this, instead of having a flashy guitar part sell it, it's like, oh, you can have this really cool tone sell a part. So I just kind of went wild on falling in love with, let's see. That's no tremolo. But then it just adds another layer to it, another dimension
sound.
to it. Yeah, and this song kind of felt like it needed that. It had that kind of vibe. So then what's next? What are we building with?
Imagine what bond we could make. What bond we could make.
All right. So then I'm like, I don't know what to do there, because you have this songwriting technique that I think you kind of fall back on a bit, which is you like to do. You like to do. We're normally in a minor key here. We're in B minor. So then the fifth chord, if we're following the rules, the conventional rules, we'd go to a minor fifth chord as well. But you like to make that fifth chord major or dominant to add some tension, to add some suspense.
Yeah, the tension. I like to add the tension.
Yeah. So that's one thing you do, and it kind of works in this kind of I don't know, dark Americana type of genre. But to me, that heavy metal background, I start thinking about what I grew up on, like Yngwie Malmsteen and like shred metal and all this stuff, where I just start salivating when I get a chance to play over a dominant fifth chord, because then, you know, this is for people who don't know, who listen to America. This is like Yngwie Malmsteen. So that's all. When you get that dominant fifth, you start doing stuff like that, or anyway. So okay, this song probably didn't call for quite that amount of shred, but I was like, let's pay homage to that kind of vibe and do this.
What bond we could make.
A little diminished run in there. But then also, I mean, we're about to, that's kind of an exciting part. It brings the vibe up. So let's do something in the chorus. Let's keep the swing going, the dance going. Let's have a second guitar, a fuzz guitar.
Bond we could make. Do you thirst with desire? Are you feelings enough to make an approach? Were you forged in the fire?
And there I kind of love, again, that kind of call and response kind of. I'm playing it on two guitars, not quite effective, but these two guitars, this different tone, kind of doing this swing, this call and response kind of thing. I don't know, worked for me.
Yeah.
Thought it was cool. But then I think it got to feel like, you know what this chorus needs? It needs a third guitar. Like, we just kind of...
Yeah, let's have another guitar.
And there's not room for, like, anything super exciting, but I think just from, like, where to pan things in the song, just to make it feel a little bigger, not necessarily add, like, a cool musical part, because I think by this point...
Do you thirst?
Well, yeah, by this point I was about to say we're good in musical stuff, but I also like, yeah, let's add an organ.
Thirst with desire. Are you feelings enough to make an approach?
I don't know, when you're in like the Americana genre, it's like, why not add an organ? I don't know, it just fills out the chorus. You get, again, kind of similar to the tremolo, you get this rotating kind of sound that just creates this nice textural bed over
You thirst with desire. Are you feelings enough to make an approach? Were you forged?
And that was something where, again, nice thing, demoing it, you know, in Logic, in the computer, you can pull up an organ patch and play your little organ, but we did go into the studio and record that on a real Hammond B3, so that was fun. But anyway, back to this, I was like, okay, let's just add another subtle guitar for some sonic reinforcement.
Do you thirst with desire? Are you feelings enough?
And you probably can't even super hear it, but I'll take it in and out if we're watching this guitar clean right here.
Do you thirst with desire? Are you feelings enough to make an approach? were you forged in the fire? Can you withstand the heat of my throes?
So it's really just adding on the main beats. It's just adding an extra hit.
Do you thirst?
I think
It's got some nice reverb on it.
Yeah,
too.
yeah. It's another. It's kind of interesting. You know, you don't always need like kind of tracing vintage vibes. This main guitar tremolo tone was like one of the first things I recorded before I had all these interesting, fun old amps. So it's actually an amp sim, a digital amp, but it's sounds like it should to me. But this, you know, I kind of went down the rabbit train a little bit, and this is like a Supro 24 or something from the 60s, supposedly the kind of amp that Jimmy Page recorded Led Zeppelin with. But it does some of these clean tones, cool. Anyway, you know, everybody kind of gets their chance to shine, so that's where I was kind of thinking, okay, I put this new guitar part in. It's just kind of adding sonic reinforcement through the chorus, but then there's this post-chorus after the song, or after the chorus, and let's see if you can pick up what that clean guitar.
I need to know.
Any guesses?
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
So
There's
that's-
so many tracks.
Yeah, there is.
I don't know how many tracks are in this.
That's why we do production breakdowns. Well,
Sometimes if you solo it, sometimes I can
Yeah.
obviously hear it better
Yeah.
then.
I need to know.
it does that bump ba-da-da, which I would have never generally thought to do, but I just wanted that guitar to. It's always kind of like, okay, what can we introduce that's new? What adds a new piece of ear candy?
Yeah.
We've gotten used to these certain sounds, and
Yeah, and like that part that goes doo-doo-doo.
Yeah.
It kind of like someone's like looking around a corner
Yeah.
or, you know, or I don't know, it gives like some emotional content too.
yeah, I think the waltz just kind of lends itself well to these kind of call and response musical ideas. I'll turn that up a little bit.
I need to know.
Or it's like, hey, I asked you a question. Are you going to say anything?
Yeah. Okay. There's obviously drums in this song, but I'm trying to focus on some of the more. We got our bass. You can put that.
How many tracks is this? Like 50?
Who knows? I don't know.
I need to know. I can sense your.
All right, so now we're back to the verse, which quiets down. Some elements leave.
Into my radius.
Oh, and I was gonna say, but then you know what new can we add here?
So if
Why not add a guitar fill?
So if you are certain there's something I must first confess, I will read all your thoughts and your feelings, peg you down.
Something new got added there on the pre-chorus. You catch that? Oh, she didn't know this would be a quiz.
I didn't know.
No, that's
I was
where,
just getting into the vibe.
yeah, the organ.
Peg you down to Column and Roll.
Okay. So then when we got ourselves back into the chorus again, and nothing. Oop, and we've muted the cool fuzz guitar.
Do you thirst with desire?
There, I didn't actually add anything new, but then we're getting to the bridge where it's like, okay, something's got to be different, something's got to change. And again, you know, I think you wrote first. It's, you know, good probably production starts with a great song, and I think you wrote an awesome bridge.
Thanks.
You know, we changed up the chords. We saw a chord that we haven't seen yet in the song. So
Yeah, so the first chord moving into the bridge is a chord that hasn't been used yet that's within the key.
Yes.
So that's kind of a writer's technique too.
So we'll listen to just the bridge, and then I'll start kind of explaining some of the production choices and whatnot that I thought of and made in that. All right. All right.
Yeah, I do really like the different change that was made there. Like the addition. Well, one thing I could pick out was the strings.
Oh, you heard those, huh?
Yeah.
You noticed that.
I mean,
okay.
I might not hear all the parts that you have in there, but
Yeah.
I could definitely pick up on the strings and maybe just a little slightly different drum beat or
Yes.
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it gives a different vibe.
Okay. Yes. Let's talk about the drums for a second. Making a lot of kind of vintage choices in this song. Talked about. Did I talk about spring reverb? If I didn't, I should. That's kind of, but tremolo and the fuzz, and then even I think we'll talk about the bass in a second. Kind of deciding. In flat wounds on a vintage precision bass, which a normal bass tone or a more modern bass tone might have more low end, more top end. It might sound more pleasing if we soloed it. Whereas this can kind of almost sound like flat or farty almost. Like there's that, I don't know. That's how I describe it. Like it's not, but I love the sound. It's a vintage sound. It kind of just fits in the track, and this is what it sounds like with the drum. And that's where, the one thing that's probably not super vintage about this is there's like 20 drum tracks. We recorded this, a lot of this, producing your own album or whatnot, recorded here in the studio. As it grew, it certainly didn't start out like this, but one of the more challenging things to record if you don't have a nice room or tons of gear. I mean, you can get by. We've released some songs, I think, getting by with home release drums, but for studio, for like, this is an original song, we're going to put it on the album. That was like the one thing where I really wanted to go to a studio and not skimp out on. So local place in Milwaukee, The Exchange, Kevin Arndt, great engineer, tuning the drums to the key of the song, that kind of thing. Great room, nice room mics.
I think there's like 16 mics on this. Yeah.
No EQ, I haven't done any, but that's the thing, you record the drums on a console, get the sound right on the way in. But not the most modern thing, but sounds good. So we're taking advantage of technology and what you can do, but also going for vintage sounds and getting back to the bridge. A couple things change. I thought it's noteworthy that the song kind of has this fast-paced chord change. But then when we get to the bridge, things hold out for a lot longer and they get more extended. So that's kind of the first cue for me, like what can change on an arrangement part. So some of these call and response guitars that we were talking about, having this kind of very pivotal role in the chorus or in the verse, now just just play long extended chords, and I think
with lots of nice reverb that
nice
kind of just
reverb,
rings
nice
out.
tremolo, yeah. So that's where it's like, okay, so if that's taking a back seat, what can go forward? What's a new element? And the first thing I really kind of just heard was this bass. I mean, for most of the song, the bass is just playing standard bass stuff. Not too interesting. Doing his job, but you know, when the guitar player is the bass player, the guitar player can say, bass, we'll give you a solo because it's like giving me a solo. Or you can play an interesting part here. So that's the first thing, okay? Like, how are we going to transition in this bridge and say there's something different about to go on? So I thought that was kind of fun that those extended, the chord staying on the same note for an extended time kind of gave the bass a little bit.
Could pick up the pace. The bass can pick up the pace.
Yeah. Oh, put that on a t-shirt. The bass can pick up the pace. Yeah. Yeah. No, so it gave the bass a little bit of room to do its own thing. I thought that was kind of fun. I did what's going on? Vocal this session.
So you've heard all the warnings now. Yet still charged to give up your energy.
So I love that swell ooh that you did vocally. Yeah, and so that kind of made me think that, okay, if most of the guitars are kind of playing a second fiddle, not being too involved.
Yet still charged to give up your energy. Don't confuse my...
So you're kind of doing some bluesy notes singing, so that's where I wanted the lead guitar to kind of play off of that too and do these kind of, you know... some bluesy kind of bends, but yeah. But what really sells it for me, this bridge, is you notice the string section.
Yeah.
I thought it was fun. Again, for me, thinking about these 6/8 songs, these waltzes, I mean, it kind of takes you back to that Etta James, At Last, that kind of 60s recording thing, which a lot of artists also. It's a modern thing where like people are still going for that sound and trying to like rip it off. I think of like Rihanna, Love on the Brain, and what is it, Ed Sheeran, like, is it Thinking Out Loud or something like that? And then like The Weeknd has like all these modern, Taylor Swift, Love, not Love Story, but Lover. Like all these artists have their like harken back to the 60s 3/4 kind of waltz thing. And yeah, the 3/4 waltz just usually always have kind of a beautiful string section. Now, a lot of those songs are slower. This one's a little faster, and a lot of those songs are major, so it kind of let us do some different things with the string section. But nonetheless, why not put a string section in the bridge?
Don't confuse my affinity. If you get too close, there's no going back. Do you thirst with desire? Are you feeling?
So that's another thing about the waltz. 1, 2, 3. The strings do a very long out, drawn out kind of legato thing in the bridge, but then it's like, okay, well, we just introduced this element. What cool can they do now? Let's keep them in there. Let's have them do something. And for the
add some staccato pieces.
Yeah, for the first part, but then I thought it was really cool to let them in the second half of the chorus where the strumming changes as well, is to give them back to that kind of more drawn out.
You walk out that door, will you be shaken? Will I be taking you home? I need to know.
ending.
Yeah. So that's
yeah, it sounds like someone's driving down the road or something.
Yeah. It and that's kind of where that's fun. That's guitar feedback, but yeah, that's kind of where you have the strings coming in the bridge. They're doing this beautiful thing. Then chorus 3, the waltz, get them a little staccato, but then have them come back in, and then everybody's just in the ending. The staccato thing. And I remember, we'll give a shout out to the string player, that Joni Fuller of Your Strings Attached, and self-producing your album. Well, any time you do something new, there's growing pains and there's mistakes, and I certainly tried the hire people off of Fiverr or the freelance website thing, and sometimes you strike gold and sometimes you find some duds, and definitely to get to her, we found some duds.
But she pulled through and did a great job.
She was awesome. So give some props, give some recognition. If you need strings on your track, I'd
reach out.
Highly recommend Joni Fuller, Your Strings Attached. And even you can skip Fiverr. I found it on Fiverr, but after I found her on Fiverr, it's like, go to her website, work with her direct. It's just awesome to be able to send her a score and then reasonable prices, and just get an awesome string arrangement that you can then or string recording that you can then put in your track. So
yeah, that's one thing that's really, I thought, impressive about working with you, is that something that I'm not really able to do is read music. Everything I play is just, I don't know, chords and just music theory that I have in my head somewhere.
Yeah.
But you can do some score music, and then you're able to get this to other people so that they know how to play it, whereas I wouldn't be able to do that, or it would take me hours to try to be like, okay, this note is here, or whatever. So props to you on that.
Well, let me let you in on a little secret.
Oh, there's a secret.
So I did the score in Logic, and I just kind of wrote it out in there, which is cool because then you can hear like what it's going to sound like. You can I'm not writing it on paper. You can hear the virtual instruments try to do the string part, and then the nice thing about Logic is it'll automatically convert what you wrote into the music score.
Probably in the right key.
Well, I wrote the key. I wrote the notes. Okay. I'm just saying it transfers. I won't get deep down here, but it transfers what you write in the program, which is not in the terms of a musical score. You just play it on a piano, and then it scores it for you.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But yeah, I was self-conscious about it. I know music well enough. This sounds good, but does this make sense for a string player to play? Are they going to be like, yeah, this was clearly written by someone who doesn't know the instrument or know what they're doing? So I asked a string player that I know to just kind of look over it and double check. I'm like, does this make sense? Am I embarrassing myself by sending this to a string player?
Yeah, it obviously worked. So.
Yes, it worked. But he said, no, it's good. It is the test. This is how we'll find out if she's like any good. Is this ending here? Like it gets super high up there, and he's like, if she's any good, she'll hit it with good intonation. But you got to watch out. A lot of subpar string players, like they lose their intonation when they get up high. So like that's the test.
Nice.
And she passed the test.
Cool.
So that's good. Props to Joni on that. I think we're getting pretty close in the. That's most of the elements of the song, and that's most of what's going on.
Sure.
Oh, it reminds me, we were kind of talking about the experience of how you. This was the first song we recorded, and later on in the album, you'd come over, here to the studio, which is
because you built this up a lot more.
Which is kind of what I always imagined, like not being on the clock, not having the pressure of and just being able to kind of get the performances you want, but. This recording was like the exact opposite of that. I was taking production classes at the local tech school, MATC, and they offered bring someone in and for us to practice, and you get a free recording out of it. I said, okay, I'll bring the singer that I'm working in with, and so you had to sing in front of 12 audio students, a couple audio professors, and what I would only imagine to be a super nerve-wracking situation. And in the last video, I said that you handled it like a total pro and gave us an awesome performance. And now I guess we can actually get to hear what that sounds like soloed up. Break it down. All right.
Can you withstand the heat of my throes, or am I mistaken? If push came to shove, would you walk out that door? Will you be shaken? Will I be taking you home? I need to know.
Yeah, so that's pretty awesome. Nice job.
Oh, thanks.
And
yeah,
that was
I didn't get to hear that soloed like that.
Yeah. Oh, let's go to the
fun.
That fun thing that I mentioned in the bridge, like the ooh, yeah.
Ooh, it's still charged to give up your energy.
That, I mean, yeah. So there was some great stuff in this performance, and I remember
In a dark, crowded room, our unsatisfied atoms attract.
like just again we talked. This is a song about seduction. You did like such a good job of like just adding a little breathiness to the word, or a little like extra lips, or then even in the chorus like little like crack or something,
like little whines or something.
So yeah, like you had like awesome control of your voice that really stuck out. And I remember my audio teacher was like, yeah, you should keep working with her, like, keep her around, because
thank you.
I can only imagine when you get used to like, oh yeah, free recording at the recording school, like bring your friends, and I just imagine that he got used to being like, oh great, another person's friend who can't really sing, we get to record for the next 2 hours. Like, wonderful. So I think you kind of like blew him away, where he's like,
cool.
Oh, I usually don't get to work with good singers in this classroom environment or whatever. So he was super pumped about this song, and it'll be exciting to be able to share that with him.
Yeah, that will be fun.
Yeah. Nice. And then
that was a cool experience.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I guess in the other video we talk about how what your headspace was, and how you were able to go into that environment and deliver a good performance and not get nervous about it. But I guess the other thing that we discussed is how I did not necessarily do the same thing.
Oh,
you've been in your lane, and you know what you do, and you do it really well, and you write songs, and you sing, and you play acoustic guitar, and like, that's what you do. But I always seem to think I can do other things or challenge myself.
Well, you can. And you do well at it.
But there are some growing pains, let me tell you. So we'll
steep learning curves for some of these
instruments. There are learning curves, and like I said, I have this heavy metal background where I didn't know that I had bad timing, because when you're playing stuff like like you don't need a great sense of timing or feel for like those kind of stuff. But when you're playing acoustic guitar and getting into Americana and all this stuff, I'm like, I know how to play acoustic guitar, right? It's just like you play some.
Yeah. You sing Kumbaya,
You just play your cowboy chords up the neck. Like what can be so hard about that? But then I started listening back to my recordings, and I'm like, oh man, this does not sound like a record. This sounds like an amateur. And so I guess we're going to share the journey both in recording and playing. This is where we ended up, which I'm quite happy with. Hey.
That's really good guitar.
I think that sounds like a record.
It does.
I think that sounds like a record. But
that was where you got to.
Yeah.
But it didn't come natural at first.
Oh, that's painful. Yeah, that's amateur hour right there.
Yeah.
And I mean, first of all,
you're too hard on yourself. What?
I mean, there's fret, but okay. First of all, it wasn't a good guitar, so I'll give myself permission on that. But the timing isn't great, and it's not dynamically or rhythmically interesting. It's just kind of like, let me hit. Let me hold on for dear life, try to play on tempo, and just kind of like, whatever. All right, so that's what I recorded at MATC. That's what I started. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, that doesn't pass it. First of all, let's get kind of a mid-range guitar rather than my beginner acoustic guitar, and let's try to play some more notes and interesting things, and not just strum for dear life. And then this came. It's a cool idea. Mm-hmm. The timing is certainly not well executed. And
finger picking style is hard for timing,
And eye strings get quite buzzy still.
That's hard too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that also did not make the album cut and got scrapped. And now we're finding out why the album took so long. Anyway, so then, okay, let's go. I'm like, well, let's go back to strumming and maybe not just strum so hard, I guess. Was that what the thought? Better than where we started. Not by a long shot, but slightly. But that's where also, I'm playing that in the track, and the volumes probably won't match up nicely here, but we'll give it a try.
Atoms attract. Can you feel the allure?
What I kind of thought was the problem was there is like, what is the acoustic guitar doing for the song? Like, what does it need to do? And do we really just want this all the time? Do we just want this like almost synth pad that never stops but is an acoustic guitar like always playing? So what it kind of finally arrived at was like, dude, you need to be more subtle, and you need to articulate certain chords, but then play lightly and consider the arrangement.
In a dark, crowded room, our unsatisfied atoms attract. Can you?
So it's, play the. Guitar's not in tune right now.
You added some nice hammer on.
Yeah, emphasize certain chords, because acoustic guitar in a production is often really like it's a melodic instrument. Mm-hmm. It has notes, but it really often functions as a rhythmic instrument.
Mm-hmm. It could be percussive.
Yeah, so there has to be, the down hits.
Nice too that it's not so ringing. You know, that you quiet it down. Maybe you change picks or something, or you didn't strum so
it's just
hard.
Well, it's not strumming all
because
the strings.
Then it's not.
You're just strumming on those little notes. You're just strumming a couple high strings. So that's where it's like it's like the acoustic guitar is almost the loud notes are like the kick and the snare. Mm-hmm. And then the quieter stuff in between is like the hi-hat. So that's where you really think of it as a percussive instrument. Mm-hmm. And a percussive instrument, and not just some blob of sound. Okay. Enough being hard on myself. Because all of this trial and error, and
you got to where you wanted to be, and that's all that matters.
Yes, all this trial and error and kind of painful learning experiences wasn't without its benefit, not only in terms of the journey, but even the sonic stuff. So there was this kind of second take where kind of had a cool idea, but like didn't execute it super cleanly, didn't fit in the song, maybe as I hoped. I'm trying to remember how it came about, but somewhere along the way I was like, well, if this is going to be the first song on the album, like, what about a cool intro? Like, And I thought of, well, first of all, we're talking about it's got this kind of vintage Americana vibe. So I kind of thought of, there's this Megadeth song that I really like, Use the Man, which is on the album Cryptic Writings. Not one of their better known ones, and this is not one of their better known songs, but there's this effect where there's like this old school radio song playing in one speaker, and then there's just this reverb in the other, and then it goes into full on song. So I kind of really had the idea like, okay, this jangly little acoustic part, it doesn't really fit in the song. It doesn't fit with the rhythm, but hey, if we're going for this kind of old school like speaker vibe before we just storm into the song, like wouldn't it be cool to kind of, maybe this part will work in there.
He presented this to me today, actually.
Yes. Like, Laura didn't actually agree that this would be the opener or the intro for the album.
Well, I just didn't know yet.
Until today. So this is what she heard, and I guess this is what you all get to hear now too. Yeah. Making use of my not so great acoustic guitar playing, but it's great for this part.
It is.
Because it sounds a little old, it sounds a little sloppy, it sounds a little messy, and it just fits.
I ended up really liking this, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. Now I gotta be ready. So this is how it transitions into the regular song.
In a dark, crowded room, are unsatisfied at.
Right. So, fun.
Yeah, I liked how it sounds like you're like on a carousel. You know, you're like you're or at a circus or something.
Sounds very
like,
carnival-y.
And then all of a sudden it's like,
yes.
you know, and you're like, we're taking you into the underworld.
Yes.
Into some
into separation. Yes. Into darkness. Here we go. Here we go, kids. Buckle up. So I'll kind of explain, I guess, what happened there. Again, kind of what I talked about. We have, you're panning, maybe we can open, you're panning the music to one side. Okay, and this is a sloppy session here. This is also a thing I've gotten better at over time, but you're panning all the music. You're panning the organ, you're panning the acoustic guitar to one side, and then you're sending that to a reverb, and if you're going vintage vibe, you want a spring reverb. You want to hear the bounces. You want to hear things bounce around in this little reverb tank, all right? And then secondly, you want it to sound like an old speaker, kind of lo-fi, high-pass, low-pass filter thing, so you don't have this whole frequency spectrum. It just sounds kind of very small and contained in this little space, which makes it more effective than when you go into, the full song and you get the full sound and it kind of smacks you in the face.
Yeah.
And then the kind of fun thing, it was like, okay, I want it to sound old. I want it to sound vintagey. Like, how do we do that? Young engineer Elliot's like, we'll put a tape plug on it. I've never recorded to tape. I don't really understand it, but so I hear. That's what people back in the day of music making lore used to record music to tape. So let me put this tape plug-in on it. And what I noticed, what it really did is, I mean, you can. I got a little crazy with it, and it just at first it just I do have the plug-in here, Isotope Vinyl. At first, I put the wear up, so that's where you hear the little crackles and the it just sounds old, like it sounds bad, but again,
but in a good way.
In a good way.
In a very good way.
And then, I was playing around with this plug-in, and I was just like, I don't know what half this stuff does, but let's try to get sounds. I saw this spin down, then you hover over it, enables disable slowdown effect that declines pitch speed over time. I'm like, I don't even think I probably read it. I just saw spin. Oh, I wonder what that does.
Let's try this.
Let's try that. And this is what spin down does. And that's when it sold me. I'm like, Laura better agree to make this the intro of the album because that's cool. And if you can't appreciate that, I don't know.
Well, what I really like about it is because that little intro piece is thematic. Because it's like the album itself is a dark themed album. Every song that we're going to go through, especially the lyrics it's a dark theme. Like the first song, Forge in the Fire, is about seduction. Well, that's a dark theme.
Yeah.
You know, the next song, Friction, is about some dark topics as well. And they're just all kind of go in that direction, so it's kind of nice to be like,
it's like, isn't life happy? A fun little carnival. Oh shit.
Which then leads into the Separation album.
Yeah, and we should end it on that because that would make sense. But this is a production breakdown, not a lyrics and meaning. So I have to point out that another thing that I'm just super thrilled about is, when you're doing guitars, like, you want to get rid of, they can be hummy, particularly if you're playing like single coil old Fender guitars. You get like this, and you're doing the tremolo thing. You get these kind of, that's the kind of stuff you try to get rid of. But I just thought it's so cool, like, that made it in there. And I was, you would normally get rid of that, but it's like, it just gives the feeling of like, okay, now we're plugging in the guitar, And then what's next?
In a dark crowd.
Yeah, I don't know. Fun stuff. This was fun to share with you.
This is informational for me as well, and hopefully for everybody else too.
Yeah, hope so. All right. Hope you check out the song and stick around for the next production breakdown too.
In a dark, crowded room, our unsatisfied atoms attract. Can you feel the allure as our bodies are pulled to react?